It isn't even 8 o'clock in the morning yet. It's 7:37. And bad hair day, I don't care day. It's Sunday. And I thought, I'm going to get a jump on this week. I'm going to start my week on Sunday. I mean, that's how the Jews do it, which I have been a Jew my whole life since I was actually converted to Judaism as a tiny baby. But you know, Saturday's a Sabbath. And some calendars do start their weeks on Sunday. Here in America, we started on a Monday. But I like Sunday. It's a quiet day. Not a lot going on. Then again, it depends. Actually, I could go to a very fun concert this afternoon. I'm thinking about it. Thinking about grabbing up some of my friends and go listen to some good music and do a live show for you guys. But before we do that, I thought I would read to you from the Bible. And I wanted to read from the book of Joshua because I've never read that before. But every time I opened my Bible, it would go to Isaiah. And especially Isaiah 25, which is praise for the Lord. There's a bird. Can you guys see that bird? Oh, it's gone. I'm here to read the Bible. Okay, think about that. If you're here for something else, then you can leave. I'm going to start with praise to the Lord, Isaiah 25. Bye. Jumping into the canal there. You zoom in. Hello, Drake. Good morning. Happy Sunday. And I want to talk about the Sunday too. Hi, Livy. O Lord, you are my God. I will exalt you and praise your name for in perfect faithfulness. Namaste, Randy. Hi, angels. You have done marvelous things, things planned long ago. You have made the city a heap of rubble, the fortified town a ruin. The foreigner's stronghold a city no more. It will never be rebuilt. This feels kind of prophetic, actually, because I know that last night President Trump got very angry about the fact that 2 of our soldiers were lost, were killed. And I don't think there would be any more game playing with Iran. Hi, James. So I'm thinking that the city might well be a heap of rubble and will never be rebuilt again. Especially all the things that have been revealed in just the past week. So I wasn't watching it very closely. I don't focus on war. I don't like war, but sometimes a grave danger to the whole world needs to be stopped. Therefore, strong peoples will honor you. Cities of ruthless nations will revere you. You have been a refuge for the poor, a refuge for the needy in his distress, a shelter from the storm, and a shade from the heat. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you so much. For the breath of the ruthless is like a storm driving against a wall, and like the heat of the desert. You silence the uproar of foreigners as heat is reduced by the shadow of a cloud. So the song of the ruthless is stilled. Hi, Jared. Mila, yes, I think that in the past, wars have only been started because of money. And also, don't ever forget that Dwight Eisenhower, a former president of the United States, warned us all of the military industrial complex. And I do think that's something we've got going on. What song is that, Cats? What song is that? I'll sing it if I know it, but I don't feel like I know it. But I see that you're doing a song. I love it. I have a song I want to sing too, but give me a minute. Let me finish Isaiah 25. We're in Florida, Arnon. On this mountain, the Lord Almighty will prepare a feast of rich food for all peoples, a banquet of aged wine, the best of meats and the finest of wines. On this mountain, he will destroy the shroud that enfolds all peoples, the sheet that covers all nations. He will swallow up death forever. The sovereign Lord will wipe away the tears from all faces. He will remove the disgrace of his people from all the earth. The Lord has spoken. In that day they will say, surely this is our God. We trusted in him and he saved us. This is the Lord. We trusted in him. Let us rejoice and be glad in his salvation. The hand of the Lord will rest on this mountain. Christian Mila. I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. I was raised Jewish, so I'm a Messianic Jew. Yes, Arnon, yes. Answer that question right then and there. Yes, I'm a Messianic Jew. The hand of the Lord will rest on this mountain. But Moab will be trampled under him as straw is trampled down in the manure. They will spread out their hands in it as a swimmer spreads out his hands to swim. God will bring down their pride, despite the cleverness of their hands. He will bring down your high fortified walls and lay them low. He will bring them down to the ground, to the very dust. I do believe that Jesus is God. Yes, I do, Danny. I believe in the Trinity. The Trinity, right? The Holy Trinity? Yes. I understand, just like water can be a liquid, it can be a solid, and it can be a gas. So is the Lord. And Jesus was sent as the Son of God to take on our sins. And we're lucky. And I love that. So yes, I get it. I get it, Danny boy. Planes overhead. Now the sun's over here. It is super bright and hot this morning. And I can't look at the sun. I kind of have to be out of it. It's been really hot here in Florida, but this is Florida, so we expect it to be hot. It's normal. I don't know about my hair though. It's kind of like wearing a cloak or a veil. Mila's in New Mexico, so it's 5. See, that's another thing. I don't usually do my shows this early, so my regular people are not expecting me right now. Do you think that the Trinity was the faith of ancient Israelites? That's a good question. I really don't know. I don't think that ancient Israelites understood a lot of anything, because according to the Bible that I'm reading, especially in Isaiah, it seems like the Israelites were kind of, I don't want to say, I'm going to say, but they were willful. They were willful, and they were not faithful. And they didn't always have faith. In fact, from what I've been reading in the Bible, I've been learning that the Israelites often defied what the Lord told them to do, and he had to rein them in like naughty children, and hence the flood. You must be very dear to God since he brought you to the right path. I'm gonna cry, Danny. Thank you. This is true. This is true. Hello by Editor Dreams, founder of Anunnakism. Is that alien stuff or what? Thank you, Roach Man. This hair was colored and styled by God. All through the night, actually. Here I'm get ready for church, so that's why I'm watching you, and I watch all your lives. Thank you, Mila. I really appreciate that, and I'm so glad that you're here. Oh, the prophets. I don't think the prophets knew crap. I think that sorry. I think that the prophets were full of their own dang power, is what I think. Aw, Mila, thank you. I'm glad that you are watching. I know I've got a lot of amazing people watching the Beach Report. And even though I do get a lot of trolls and hatred coming at me and some really nasty stalkers, I will never, ever let them stop me from doing what I'm doing. Because God told me to do it. And people like you, Mila, I know I'm helping you. I know there's a reason for what I do. And I know that it is because I walk in faith that I will put up with this kind of nonsense. I don't know if that's good. Sometimes it hurts me, but I try not to let it bother me because I really only care what he thinks of me. Oh, thank you, user. I appreciate when you guys are kind to me because I get so much hate that when I get the kindness, it's so wonderful. It makes me so happy. I will never dye my hair again, don't worry. It took me about a year to grow it all out, and this long hair is the result of many years because I am eventually going to cut all my hair off and donate it to Locks of Love. Do you know what that is? It's an organization that makes wigs for people who maybe have cancer or alopecia, or for some reason they are not blessed with the head of hair that I was blessed with. So I am going to share the hair. And I never could do it before because I colored my hair for many years. I think from the time I was like 40, maybe 45 until 55, so 10 years of coloring my hair. And you can leave, Jim. You don't need to be here. Nobody wants your negativity. Hello, Rio de Janeiro. How you doing, Gilberto? So, but I do want to cut off a good chunk of the hair so I can donate it to Locks of Love. Somebody can have a nice wig. But yeah, I just let it grow. You know, I don't like to go to the hairdresser. I don't get my nails done. I'm not that kind of girl. Thank you, Mila. Exactly. Right? Thank you, guys. Call out the trolls. Let them know that their negativity is not wanted, especially when someone's trying to read the Bible to you and spread positivity. Here, we have another one that you can all make fun of, too. And you know, this is one of the reasons why I have this long hair, because I hide what God gave me because of people like Vaho. Yeah. I'm not here trying to turn men on. In fact, I wish you would be turned off by me. They're so pathetic, right, Erica? But there's no harm in us making fun of them. If they want to troll us, you know, we'll troll you too. Why don't you show us what you got, Vaho, huh? You a real person? You a bot? You a child? What's your deal? Did you become messianic recently? Oh, no. Well, recently, 2018 was when I realized it. And it's really funny. Oh, Josephino, we should take a picture together. I'll go like this and you won't be able to tell where we stop, right? I am super old, Jim. I am. And you know what? I'm so lucky because I got to grow up in the 80s. How about you? You're growing up in shit times, aren't you? I feel bad for you, and I think that's why you're so angry with me. I do notice that a lot of young people get really triggered by my age, as if uh, just being old makes them upset, like that I lived this long. No, I'm never visiting India. No, thank you. I don't like to leave Florida. Hey, Marco Polo's in the house. Papa Smurf's here too. Hi, Ron. Good to see you guys. Yay, some friendly faces. Well, Josephino, I feel like you just have no right to come on here and talk to me like this. I'm gonna give you hell. Don't forget, I'm somebody's grandmother. Woo 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 woo. By the way, being a grandparent is a reward for everything. My wig is outdated. Okay, yeah, it's a real wig. You know what? I can prove that this isn't a wig, but can you prove that it is? I dare you. Danny boy, Jim Jones, she cooked you, bro. We are truly growing in awful times, and she got to experience the peak of the human race. It's so true, Danny. I thank God every day that I was born in the 60s. What do you think you're paying for? You don't pay anything for me, Jim Jones. Not one penny do you pay for me. And you certainly don't donate anything to the Beach Report, so I don't know what you're talking about. Because I don't take anything from my government. I'll bet you, though, are probably on unemployment, aren't you? Yeah, James knows. You just don't understand like we used to do back in the 80s. Uno says she's not old. She's well seasoned and a sophisticated lady. Thank you. Hey, Hebrew Nazarite. Hi, Wizzle. Hi, Bobo. No, propping up Social Security. In what way? What are you talking about, Jim? You're just jealous. And that's okay. You can be jealous, but it will only hurt you. It doesn't hurt me because I'm super happy in my life. And calling people names just shows us how immature you actually are. But that's okay. We understand and we feel sorry for you. And we will all pray for you too. Jesus is great. Thank you, Patty. Hey, Sweden. Yeah, I am not old enough to take Social Security, Jim Jones. Did you know you have to be at least, I think it's 62, maybe 63? I don't know. I'm not old enough to take anything from anybody, and so I do not do that. I'm glad you're here, doctor, but please don't be a jerk, okay? You can be nice and you can talk normally. If you're a child, then you might want to rethink your manners. I'm pretty sure you don't drink the Kool-Aid. You know it, James. A goddess. Thank you, Mia. Oh, 1964. Jose's a boomer. I am one of the first of the Gen Xers, so you are just a little older than I am. I'm sorry. I'm not making fun of boomers. I understand. I'm just 1 year away from being one myself. So, Bobo, you're funny. No, I'm not a cougar either. I'm a widow. I don't date, and I'm not looking for a man or anything other than doing my using my God-given talents to spread the word of the Lord. And that's what I'm here doing. I'm not asking you for anything. I don't want anybody to give me anything that I haven't earned. And I don't take Social Security because I'm not old enough, but you better believe that when I am old enough, yes, I'm going to take it. Why wouldn't I? I mean, why not? I don't take anything right now. I am purely living off of my retirement savings for the most part. However, I am also an author and a publisher. And you can go to my website, Jill Books, JILLBOOKS.com. And you can buy a book from me that I wrote myself, and AI didn't help me even a little bit. In fact, I design all the books by myself because I'm also a publisher. So I've published myself. Thank you, Jose. And I've published 2 other people so far. And I'm working on another book by my dear friend Jamie Crow, who is writing about her experiences with, well, she wasn't at J6. She wasn't at the Capitol that day. However, she has supported the J6 victims who were jailed in America for a long time. Hawkeye thought I was 49. Thank you, Hawkeye. Yes, I think my mindset makes me look younger than I am. But then there's always some jerk who thinks, or I don't know what they think, but they have to say mean things to me. But I don't care because I have so many other people saying nice things to me. Why would I listen to the one hater in the group? That would make me pretty stupid, wouldn't it? Mila says, I wish I had enough money. I can't buy it. I'm not old enough. I wish I can, though. But Mila, you don't need money. Money isn't real. And that's what I'm finding out. But I got to go grab my coffee. I need the coffee in the morning. Okay, what do you think of the crint? I don't know what theosis means. You tell me what it means and we'll talk about it. Truth. Well, actually, in some ways, truth, you are right. In a lot of ways, you're right. Mila, if you love reading, I am a writer. And I've always been a writer ever since I graduated from high school and went to journalism school for 4 years and got a degree in science, by the way. And I have been a journalist ever since. Well, actually, ever since 2015, I became an author. So now I'm an author and a journalist. Darla, I saw you texted. What's going on? Are you okay? Yay, Darla's here. Darla's in the house. Woo, Darla's in the house. Yeah. All right, money is definitely real, unless you want to start going back to the barter system. James, I actually am in the barter system for the most part. I mean, even my dentist is bartering with me because I can't afford to get my teeth fixed, and you might be able to tell that I am missing a tooth on the left side. Whoops, sorry, I got to get out of the sun because it is not good for me to stand in the heat of the sun. But you know it's up there. That's why I always read the Bible. Yes, yes, reading the Bible is amazing. So anyway, yes, talking about the barter system, I love it. And a lot of times I will, Random Rants is on. Hey, Random. What are you saying? Girl, leave the sun tanning alone. Oh, too bad if you don't like my tan. I don't really care what you think because I love being in the sun and I will never stop getting sun on my skin. I don't care if you think that I have a lot of wrinkles, but here's the difference between me and kind of most of the women that you see out in the world. Yes, this is Florida. I don't wear makeup. A little bit of lipstick, maybe some eyeliner, but I'm not wearing that now. Just a little bit of lipstick. And James, I will gladly give you $1 tomorrow for a hamburger today. Oh my gosh, wait, what was this one? Donkey, I think it would be cooler if we had coin pouches again for dramatic effects. I like coin pouches too, Donkey, I have some. So thank you, Joe. Yeah, everybody loves my tan. I go out, people always comment on it. Wow, you've got a great tan. And they don't usually say mean things to me except for when I go on YouTube. And then they want to tell me I look like leather. But again, here's the thing. I'm not wearing any makeup. So you're used to women wearing makeup or using filters and trying to, you know, even out their skin and wearing like all this like pancake makeup on and stuff. I've never worn that and I never will. So you're just looking at a natural woman. That's all. You make me feel like a natural woman. Yeah, no hair dye. I just have a little bit of pink lipstick on. And Krug thinks I look like I'm 35. Thank you. Yes, lipstick is makeup. I'm owning up to it, okay? So I wear lipstick. My mama always told me that it brightens my face and I should always wear it. And by the way, the lipstick that I wear is different than the lipstick that you're going to buy in most of the stores. Thank you, Roy. That's very kind of you. I wear a lipstick that you can actually eat because you got lipstick on your lips, you're going to eat it. I have two kinds that I like. One is made by a company called Honeybees, and it's made of honey. It doesn't taste sweet or anything. Actually, it's one of those lipsticks that you put on and it just kind of like settles in and stays on all day. It's pretty great. And then Mila, I know that, you know what? Don't listen to anyone who tells you you look ugly, Mila. Just listen to the people who tell you you look beautiful. Because the ones who tell you you look ugly are probably jealous of you. That's all I can say. Why else would you say to someone you look ugly? I mean, it's just insane, right? Who talks like that? Thank you, Love Hell. I love my teeth, but yeah, I'm missing that one. Soon, though, I think on Monday, I'm going to be getting a fake tooth to plug into that hole. So people who want to say I have fake teeth, wait till I pop it out and show them. I don't have any problems with the way I look. Sometimes I gain a little bit of weight and I'm feeling kind of fat. And you know what? I don't care about that either. It is so rude to be rude to others, but actually you just have to kind of laugh at these people and let them know that you're not getting to me. You want to stay here and try to put me down? Go right ahead. Thank you. Yes, they're jealous. Look, everybody understands. So there's like one nasty person in the chat and the rest are just lovely. Jasper, hello. I'm so glad you're here. We love everybody here and all the ladies are as beautiful as the sunrise. What a lovely thing to say. Yeah, Maddie, it is okay to ignore them, but sometimes you got to make fun of them. You know, they're here looking for attention. Let's give them all the attention they'd like. Is weird comments normal or normal comments weird? I ponder. Yes, no, it's the internet. Hawkeye Rob, you always have something fun to say. I'm so glad you're here. But I think weird comments have become normal. I don't know. I like the normal comments the most. All right, Maddie, I will keep talking about what I want. Yeah, the worst thing you can do to a human is to ignore them. That's true. That's true. Oh, right, the other lipstick that I have, that I use, and I don't want to kiss anybody, so it's a good thing. I'm going to pile it on if I think people won't kiss me then. Don't kiss me. Did you know that if you kiss a stranger, or really anybody, I mean, they don't have to be a stranger, but the art of kissing can make you sick. Because if you kiss someone and they've got gum disease or cavities or something, you're going to get them too. Fact. Hey, Moondog, I have not seen you in a while. You're going to church. I'm reading the Bible. And we only tell the truth here, Florida. So you can always trust what I say on the Beach Report. And if I'm ever wrong, I will certainly tell you as soon as I find out that I am wrong. I have no problem in admitting it. I'm just a person. I don't know why people want to be weird and try and stand out on other people's expense. I know, Jasper. It's because they're jealous. It's because they feel irrelevant. It's because, hi, Matt Acoustic. I haven't seen you in a while either. So everybody's on today. All right, I have to move over a second. Look at that sunrise. I have to fix myself over here. Look at this beautiful pool. I want to jump in. Yeah, it's getting really hot out. It's 8:05 in the morning. Beautiful women intimidate women who have low self-esteem. You know, love, hello, hello. That is such a true statement. And it's really sad. And I do know women who can't be friends with other women because of the jealousy that they have, especially for beautiful women. And I do have to say, all of my friends are incredibly beautiful. So we got to stick together, we pretty girls, don't we, Darla? Darla's one who's incredibly beautiful. Joe says, I'm more worried about getting spiked proteins from COVID vaxxed people. Hey, Joe, that's another issue. Agreed. Agreed. Don't be kissing anybody who got the vax. Sorry, those of you who were tricked into it. I'm hiding from the sun here. Oh, that palm tree does the trick right there. Yeah, you guys all have good points. Darla, you're a sweetheart. Let's see, what else? What else do we have going on here? Sean says, guess who was hogging all the men back in the day? Really? You think I was hogging the men? Oh my, if only. Darla's like, nope. Each woman is created in God's image and shine. All have beautiful, different beauty. You're so right, Jasper. I agree. I took the vaccine to get my special powers, special X powers, says James. I hope you're okay, James. What is my favorite book in the Bible? Darth, I can't say yet. I have not read the whole thing. I'm really pretty new to it. I became a Messianic Jew, or I accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior back in 2018. And it took me a long time to really transition. I mean, accepting him is one thing, but delving into the Bible, and I was very familiar with the first 5 books of Moses, having grown up Jewish. And so of the 5 books of Moses, I think that my favorite is probably Exodus, which, being freed from slavery, it's an exciting story. But when it comes to all the other books and the gospel and all that stuff, I'm just getting into it, and it's so fascinating. Moon says, I love when I see the 2 strong women that I know respect each other, Jilly, and love. Yes, I respect all of my dear friends, and I have a lot of dear friends. And then we've got Andrew, who's apparently like 10 years old. So bye, Andrew. This conversation is too mature for you. Hello, Jeremy Rutherford. It is so good to see you. John is such an amazing book. I've been reading John. I agree, Jasper. Darla's, what's your favorite verse? And while you tell us that, I want to read, because God kind of kept opening my Bible to this page, so I figured I better read it, because I do walk completely in faith, and I do whatever he tells me to do. Okay, so he told me to read Isaiah. I already read Isaiah 25, and now I'm going to read Isaiah 26, which is a song of praise. In that day, this song will be sung in the land of Judah. We have a strong city. God makes salvation. Its walls and ramparts open the gates, that the righteous nation may enter. The nation that keeps faith, you will keep in perfect peace. Him whose mind is steadfast, because he trusts in you. Trust in the Lord forever, for the Lord is the rock eternal. He humbles those who dwell on high. He lays the lofty city low. He levels it to the ground and casts it down to the dust. Feet trample it down, the feet of the oppressed. The footsteps of the poor, the path of the righteous is level. O upright one, you make the way of the righteous smooth. Yes, Lord, walking in the way of your laws, we wait for you. Your name and renown are the desire of our hearts. Hi, Crunchy. My soul yearns for you in the night. In the morning, my spirit longs for you. When your judgments come upon the earth, the people of the world learn righteousness. Though grace is shown to be wicked, they do not learn righteousness. Even in the land of uprightness, they go on doing evil. And regard not the majesty of the Lord. O Lord, your hand is lifted high, but they do not see it. Let them see your zeal for your people and be put to shame. Let the fire reserved for your enemies consume them. Lord, you establish peace for us. All that we have accomplished, you have done for us. O Lord, O our God, other lords beside you have ruled over us. But your name alone do we honor. They are now dead. They live no more. Those departed spirits do not rise. You punished them and brought them to ruin. You wiped out all memory of them. That's interesting. You have enlarged the nation, O Lord. You have enlarged the nation. You have gained glory for yourself. You have extended all the borders of the land. Lord, they came to you in their distress when you disciplined them. They could barely whisper a prayer. As a woman with child and about to give birth writhes and cries out in her pain, so were we in your presence, O Lord. We were with child. We writhed in pain, but we gave birth to wind. We have not brought salvation to the earth. We have not given birth to people of the world. But your dead will live, their bodies will rise. You who dwell in the dust, wake up and shout for joy. Your dew is like the dew of the morning. The earth will give birth to her dead. Go, my people, enter your rooms and shut the doors behind you. Hide yourselves for a little while until his wrath has passed by. See, the Lord is coming out of his dwelling to punish the people of the earth for their sins. The earth will disclose the bloodshed upon her. She will conceal her slain no longer. That's a lot. Oh my. All right, I saw that Darla posted John 3:16. I love this one too. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. 1 John verse 11. I like Ezekiel a lot too. I like Luke too. They're so interesting. Yeah, Lord and Firestorms, exactly. Hello, Fred. Good to see you. Good morning. Hey, Two Shoes. The 23rd Psalm is another one. Okay, yes, Mila, I can do that. Proverbs. Okay, first we're going to do John 1:1. Someone asked for that. And I love this one too. Oh my gosh, this is one of my favorites. Especially as a writer, I love it. The Word became flesh. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. And the Word was with God. He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, but the darkness has not understood it. There came a man who was sent from God. His name was John. He came as a witness to testify concerning that light, so that through him all men might believe. He himself was not the light. He came only as a witness to the light. The true light that gives light to every man was coming to the world. He was in the world, and though the world was made through him, the world did not recognize him. He came to that which was his own, but his own did not receive him. Yet to all who received him, to those who believed in his name, he gave the right to become children of God. Children born not of natural descent, nor of human decision or a husband's will, but born of God. I resemble that. The Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. We have seen his glory, the glory of the one and only, who came from the Father, full of grace and truth. John testifies concerning him. He cries out, saying, "This was he of whom I said, he who comes after me has surpassed me, because he was before me." From the fullness of his grace, we have all received one blessing after another. For the law was given through Moses, grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. No one has ever seen God, but God, the one and only, who is at the Father's side, has made him known. All right, now we're going to go do Proverbs. I need some coffee. Okay. Proverbs. There we go. I practically came right up, Mila. Okay. 31:25. She is clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. She speaks with wisdom, and faith instruction is on her tongue. She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children arise and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praises her. Many women do noble things, but you surpass them all. Charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Give her the reward she has earned, and let her works bring her praise at the city gate. That was perfect, Mila. Thank you. Well, Jake, if you want to be a good husband, you have to find a good wife. Not me. I'm too old for that. Also, the verse I chose is what reminded me of you. Mila, I felt that. It's about you too. It's beautiful. Aw. I am going to make more of an effort to spend my mornings with you guys. It's difficult for me because I am not a morning person. I never was. Even when I was a little kid, I always wanted to sleep in, and getting up very early was like a nightmare for me. In fact, my mom would wake me up with songs every morning. They go like this. Good morning, you slept the whole night through. Good morning to you. Now you would think that you'd be happy hearing that. Okay, Vaho, you are a loser and you are out of here. Why do you get to talk that way to me? Really, what's up with that? I'm glad you get the notification, Mila. Not everybody does. What did Darla say? There wasn't a religion. Oh, with the Adam and Eve question. Yeah, can you, Darla, please, everybody report that Vaho person, because they're really rude and saying things we don't want to talk about. Hi, Iwan. Birth of Judeo-Christians. Adam and Eve, really, the birth of all humans. Just saying. Hi, Heartthrob. I'm glad you're here. Good job, Darla. That's very kind of you. Thank you. I like the kind comments, by the way. Feel free to be kind to me. I'm going to read Ecclesiastes now. If anybody has anything they want me to read from the Bible, just let me know. I have never been to Ireland. Everything is meaningless. The words of the teacher, son of David, king in Jerusalem. Meaningless, meaningless, says the teacher, utterly meaningless. Everything is meaningless. What does man gain from all his labor at which he toils under the sun? Generations come and generations go, but the earth remains forever. Thank you, Heartthrob, and yes, you can count on me. I'm one of the last real humans on the internet. You never have to worry about AI taking over the beach report. That will never happen. The sun rises and the sun sets and hurries back to where it rises. The wind blows to the south and turns to the north. Round and round it goes, ever returning on its course. All streams flow into the sea, yet the sea is never full. To the place the streams come from, there they return again. All things are wearisome, more than one can say. The eye never has enough of seeing, nor the ear is full of hearing. What has been will be again. What has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. Is there anything of which one can say, look, this is something new? It was here already long ago. It was here before our time. There is no remembrance of men of old, and even those who are yet to come will not be remembered by those who follow. Wow. Mila says everything that costs money causes evil, but kindness is free. You're so right about that, Mila. I totally agree. There was some, Munchie says there was a girl setting the wildfires in Ontario. It's always a firebug, isn't it? California was a homeless person. There are some fires burning right now in the Everglades, which is where I was planning on heading this afternoon, to the edge of the Everglades, to where a band is playing at this place that's located on the edge of the Everglades, but it should be okay. I'm going to continue reading this because I find it fascinating, and I hope you do too. And if you don't, you are free to go on and do whatever you want with the rest of your day. We have 90 fires going on in Ontario now. Oh my gosh, Munchie. And everybody in the upper northwest of the United States is smelling those wildfires. Darla knows. Now there's flooding. Maybe it's biblical. I don't know. Everything's really calm and nice here in Florida. I'm just saying. Just saying. Wisdom, according to Ecclesiastes, is meaningless. I, the teacher, was king over Israel in Jerusalem. I devoted myself to study and to explore by wisdom all that is done under heaven. What a heavy burden God has laid on men. I have seen all the things that are done under the sun. All of them are meaningless. A chasing after the wind. What is twisted cannot be straightened. What is lacking cannot be counted. I thought to myself, look, I have grown and increased in wisdom more than anyone who has ruled over Jerusalem before me. I have experienced much of wisdom and knowledge. Then I applied myself to the understanding of wisdom and also of madness and folly. But I learned that this too is a chasing after the wind. For with much wisdom comes much sorrow. What's your question, Mila? Wait, the more knowledge, the more grief. Dang, that's true. All right, what's your question, Mila? The men of old are from the first earth age. After you ask that question, I'm going on because this is amazing. All right, let me take a break, drink some of my cafe. Did you? Yes, I did hear about the Roswell flood a couple months ago. I did hear about that. You were in that flood, Mila? Wow. That is, I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad. Did your car get destroyed? Tell us about it. And while you do that, yes, thank the Lord you were safe. I'm glad. You know, when things like that happens, you're being tested. And they always say when you survive something horrible like that, you know, it didn't kill you. It made you stronger. Adam was created on the 6th day because God rested on the 7th. Oh, you were uphill. Wow, you are lucky. I'm reading from the Holy Bible. All right, listen to this. Pleasures are meaningless. I thought in my heart, come now, I will test you with pleasure to find out what is good. But that also proved to be meaningless. Laughter, I said, is foolish. And what does pleasure accomplish? I tried cheering myself with wine and embracing folly, my mind still guiding me with wisdom. I wanted to see what was worthwhile for men to do under heaven during the few days of their lives. I undertook great projects. I built houses for myself and planted vineyards. Oh, your car didn't even get messed up. Wow, you're so lucky, Mila. Good job. I made gardens and parks and planted all kinds of fruit trees in them. I made reservoirs to water groves of flourishing trees. I bought male and female slaves and had other slaves who were born in my house. I also owned more herds and flocks than anyone in Jerusalem before me. I amassed silver and gold for myself and the treasure of kings and provinces. I acquired men and women singers and a harem as well, the delights of the heart of man. I became greater by far than anyone in Jerusalem before me. In all this, my wisdom stayed with me. I denied myself nothing my eyes desired. I refused my heart no pleasure. My heart took delight in all my work, and this was the reward for all my labor. Yet when I surveyed all that my hands had done and what I had toiled to achieve, everything was meaningless, a chasing after the wind. Nothing was gained under the sun. Wisdom and folly are meaningless. Then I turned my thoughts to consider wisdom and also madness and folly. What more can the king's successor do than what has already been done? I saw that wisdom is better than folly, just as light is better than darkness. The wise man has eyes in his head, while the fool walks in the darkness. But I came to realize that the same fate overtakes them both. Then I thought in my heart, the fate of the fool will overtake me also. What then do I gain by being wise? I said in my heart, this too is meaningless. For the wise man, like the fool, will not be long remembered. In days to come, both will be forgotten. Like the fool, the wise man too must die. Toil is meaningless. So I hated life, because the work that is done under the sun was grievous to me. All of it is meaningless, a chasing after the wind. I hated all the things I toiled for under the sun, because I must leave them to the one who comes after me. And who knows whether he will be a wise man or a fool? Yet he will have control over all the work into which I have poured my effort and skill under the sun. This too is meaningless. So my heart began to despair over all my toilsome labor under the sun. For a man may do his work with wisdom, knowledge, and skill, and then he must leave all he owns to someone who has not worked for it. This too is meaningless and a great misfortune. What does a man get for all the toil and anxious striving with which he labors under the sun? All his days his work is pain and grief. Even at night his mind does not rest. This too is meaningless. A man can do nothing better than to eat and drink and find satisfaction in his work. This too, I see, is from the hand of God. For without him, who can eat or find enjoyment? To the man who pleases him, God gives wisdom, knowledge, and happiness. But to the sinner, he gives the task of gathering and storing up wealth to hand it over to the one who pleases God. This too is meaningless, a chasing after the wind. Hi, Raccoon Man. Good to see you. Have a blessed day. A time for everything. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant and a time to sow, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather them, a time to embrace and a time to refrain, a time to search and a time to give up, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. Hi, Josie Davis. What does the worker gain from his toil? I have seen the burden God has laid on men. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the hearts of men, yet they cannot fathom what God has done from the beginning to the end. Oh, are they doing that to me again? I'm going to go back. I'm going to go out and come back. So this is something that YouTube glitches on, where they make it so that my audio doesn't match the video. I think that the reason for it, besides it being a glitch, could be so that you doubt that I'm real. So have I fixed it or not? Because I hate when this happens. And I know it is off-putting to my audience. Is it fixed? There is never anything AI on the Beach Report, Lewis. It is fixed. Thank you, Mila. Cool. Okay, I will continue. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the hearts of men, yet they cannot fathom what God has done from the beginning to end. I know that there is nothing better for men than to live, to be happy, and do good while they live, that everyone may eat and drink and find satisfaction in all his toil. This is the gift of God. I know that everything God does will endure forever. Nothing can be added to it, and nothing taken from it. God does it so that men will revere him. Whatever is has already been, and what will be has been before. And God will call the past to account. And I saw something else under the sun. In the place of judgment, wickedness was there. In the place of justice, wickedness was there. I thought in my heart, God will bring to judgment both the righteous and the wicked. For there will be a time for every activity and a time for every deed. I also thought, as for men, God tests them so that they may see that they are like the animals. Man's fate is like that of the animals. The same fate awaits them both. As one dies, so dies the other. All have the same breath. Man has no advantage over the animal. Everything is meaningless. All go to the same place, all come from dust, and to dust all return. Who knows if the spirit of man rises upward, and if the spirit of the animal goes down to earth? So I saw that there is nothing better for a man than to enjoy his work, because that is his lot. For who can bring him to see what will happen after him? Mila says, the struggle of feeling like I'm being watched, so I have an emotional support stuffed animal. She reminds me of my dog. They look the same, border collie, black and white. I have an emotional stuffed animal too, Mila. It looks just like my dog, Muffin. Muffin passed away almost 2 years ago. And it brings me comfort to have an emotional stuffed animal. So I hear you. It's a good thing. And your emotional support stuffed animal can't be denied access to any planes, trains, automobiles, or anywhere that you go. So that's a good thing. Hi, Tommy. Hey, Solda, God loves you too. It's cold in Sweden. I know, Mila. I'm uh, I'm in a perpetual state of grief when it comes to my dog and my husband. And my parents and my grandparents, and it just is what it is. Hi, Sender. You know, my name is actually not Jillian. It is just Jill. I was given the name Jill at birth. No, I'm sorry, not at birth. I was adopted at 2 weeks old. That's when they called me Jill. My dog's name is Dolly. Mine was Muffin. English with Janelle. Invitation as a guest on English with Janelle. Insightful conversation, life experiences, culture changes, and much more. Darla's like, no. I could be a guest on that. What's up with that, Darla? Why'd you kick him off? Anyway, you are being watched. There's an unseen realm that watches us. You know what, Sherry? I was born being watched. Yes, it's true. I was born with a built-in stalker. Yeah. I wrote a book about it. It's called Do You Think About Me on My Birthday? And you can get it on jillbooks.com. And that's the story about how my biological father began stalking me from the day I was born and given up for adoption. Alien cowboy farmer, hello. The only thing I stuff is the crust of my pizza. But the health department found out and I can't make pizza. I don't know what that means. Oh, Mila Muffin used to have seizures too. Not a lot, but every now and then in the middle of the night, she would just start screaming. That's how I knew the seizures were happening. It was horrible, horrible, horrible feeling. I'm so sorry you're going through that. There's Ricky Rising. So good to see you, Ricky. I'm glad you're here. And she's only 2. Oh, Mila. I would look into the food. You know, you got to feed your dogs like the most wholesome you can get, and don't give them dog food because that stuff is, it's not good. It's not good for anyone, not even the dogs. Hi, Josh. How you doing, Ricky? All right, I'm reading from Ecclesiastes, and it is really fascinating. So we're going to now read oppression, toil, and friendlessness. Amazing stuff here. You have 2 dogs. Oh my gosh. I don't ever want to have another dog of my own because I can't go through it again. 4 times is enough for me. Just can't go through it again. That's why I dog sit. I always have to have dogs in my life. I love them. But this way, they're not really my dogs, so I can handle it. Thank you, angels. Thank you. That's so nice of you. Good. I'm glad you're good, Ricky. Okay, we're going to read Oppression, Toil, and Friendlessness. Again, I looked and saw all the oppression that was taking place under the sun. I saw the tears of the oppressed, and they have no comforter. Power was on the side of their oppressors, and they have no comforter. Sorry, my hair is super hot right now. I think I might have to put it in a up or something. And I declared that the dead who had already died are happier than the living. I think this is true. Who are still alive. But better than both is he who has not yet been, who has not yet seen the evil that is done under the sun. I know, Tommy, I heard about the lettuce. My God, what else are they going to do to us? And I saw that all labor and all achievements spring from man's envy of his neighbor. Jealousy is bad stuff. This too is meaningless, a chasing after the wind. The fool folds his hands and ruins himself. Better 1 handful with tranquility than 2 handfuls with toil and chasing after the wind. Darla. Go get him, Darla. Again, I saw something meaningless under the sun. There. And I saw that all labor and all achievement spring from man's envy of his neighbor. Oh, wait, I already read that. It bears repeating, though, don't you think? We're reading the Bible, Rishil. And you're from India, so you probably don't believe in Christianity. Tommy says, my wife is really embarrassed she couldn't hold it anymore. Why are you telling us that? Do you want to embarrass her further, Tommy? Or are you just being rude? Think about what you're saying. Hi, Ed. Wait. Oh, it'll get you banned from Dollar General. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wait, I just read backwards. Tommy, really? That's terrible. Okay, now I'm sorry I said that to you. See, if I'm wrong, I will always admit it. That sounds like a nightmare. I will not marry anybody. No, no, Josh. I'm done marrying people, okay? I'm too old. No, nobody's too old for anything. However, I'm not ever going to get married again. Especially not a person who I don't even know on the internet. Think about it. All right, Peppers, I'm going to keep reading. Yeah, Tommy, no, thank you. I'm sorry that your wife got sick, and you're right to warn us all from eating the lettuce. I think also the berries. I think we're being told to eat things like watermelon, melons that have a rind on them, because they've poisoned our produce. Thank you for warning us, Tommy. I do appreciate it. Good morning, Don Snyder. Yeah, I don't have my hat. Uncle Alert! I love the Uncle Alert. Mikey, I'm a dog sitter. This is not my home. It's the dogs who own the home. Yeah, that's right, Paul. You never know. God has plans that we don't know about. It's so true. Yes, we are all have gratitude for Tommy for telling us this. And it's not, transparency is not easy, Ricky. I know, this show is all about the transparency, and you see the hate I get from it. Oh well, I don't have anything to lie about. Okay. There was a man all alone. He had neither son nor brother. There was no end to his toil, yet his eyes were not content with his wealth. For whom am I toiling, he asked, and why am I depriving myself of enjoyment? This too is meaningless, a miserable business. Two are better than one because they have a good return for their work. If one falls down, his friend can help him up. But pity the man who falls and has no one to help him up. Also, if two lie down together, they will keep warm. But how can one keep warm alone? Though one day may be overpowered, two can defend themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. In other words, friendship makes you stronger. And that's why I love to see all my friends coming here on the Beach Report. You guys are my friends and my family. The word love is admitted in there. I said, all love, baby. I feel your love, Dawn. I'm glad you're here. And Tyler, unfortunately, is correct. Okay, I'm going to keep reading because I am fascinated by this. And if you're not, go ahead and do something else with your day. Advancement is meaningless. Yes, we are, Ricky. No, Tyler, I know what you're saying, and I agree with you. And I'm glad you're here, telling the truth. You know, you only get offended from yourself. You can't be offended if you don't allow yourself to be offended. I mean, you choose to be offended. So, people who choose to be offended have no right complaining about being offended because they chose it. Just saying. Being a poor but wise youth, than an old but foolish king who no longer knows how to take warning. The youth may have come from prison to the kingship, or he may have been born in poverty within his kingdom. I saw that all who lived and walked under the sun followed the youth the king's successor. There was no end to all the people who were there before them. But those who came later were not pleased with the successor. This too is meaningless, a chasing after the wind. Well, we don't accept Islam in America. They are trying to force us to accept Islam in America, but it goes against our Judeo-Christian morals. I know there are some ways in which we are very much like the religion of Islam, but there are other ways in which we don't jive together. We don't have the same values. And we treat women much differently than Islamists treat women. So there's that. I don't want to live in a society where the men are so aroused, are so easily aroused, which I see on my show, because a lot of times the worst comments come from the Islam men who have to say nasty things to me. I notice who you are, and Tyler is right. Yes, and come fight Tyler if you have a problem. I agree. I agree. But seriously, Tyler is telling the truth. And I don't want to live in a society where, like I was saying, that the men are so triggered and so easily aroused that just looking at my face and, you know, I've got, like, I have to hide my cleavage. This is part of my body, by the way. It's my body. I didn't do anything to enhance it. I fed 2 children who have grown up to be adults, children of their own. So this body was successful. I'm not using it to turn you on or anything like that. It's just my body, okay? And the ones who most willfully disrespect me are the Muslims. I'm sorry, but it's true. I'm not sorry. It's just the truth. And I see it every day on my show. The ones who say the nastiest things to me are, and that's how my show started today. Those of you who didn't see, first thing in the morning, the first person that came on was a Muslim man, and he wanted to talk about sex. That's all they care about. So, and it's so horrible that their women have to be covered head to toe just to get through the day without getting raped. I don't know, I'm supposedly not allowed to say that word, but whoops. But yeah, Tyler, everything Tyler's saying is true, and I will never, and that guy is right, and I will not silence you for your true beliefs. Thank you, Darla. Mila says, I have seen people on the internet from Islam. I was spreading the gospel, and he says, what does Jesus do? He doesn't give us money, but I say he doesn't give money. He gives love. Exactly. And I was talking yesterday about how some people have relationships that are purely transactional. In other words, your friendships, you're always keeping a running tab on who did what for who. Oh, you paid for lunch yesterday, I gotta pay for lunch today. Or if you come over to my house, then I have to, you know, have you to your house, or whatever. It's always transactional. That's not about love. Everything's about money with some people. Did you pay enough? Are you paying this? Are you paying for that? That's not what life is about. My friendships are not transactional like that. And that's why somebody was saying something about the barter system, which I love the barter system. I do something for you, you do something for me, and we don't have to write it off on our taxes, right? You know, there's a lot of things. I was living in a house for 2 years because one of my friends needed the house to be watched. And I didn't ask her for any money. I thought she's doing me a favor, and it gave me a nice quiet place to go to sometimes. I wasn't living there, but I spent a lot of time in this house, and it was a blessing to me. And it was a blessing to her because 2 hurricanes hit that year, and I was able to hurricane-proof the house so that nothing bad happened. There's Sula. Hi, Sula. We'll hang out for a little bit, please. But my relationships are not transactional at all. My relationships are built on mutual respect and honesty and love and companionship and happiness. Darla will tell you. Darla knows. That's why Darla and I are friends. Yes, Ricky's right. Safe travels to you and your mom, Sula. Don says, no, Jesus was transcendent and he asked us to learn his ways, which is discernment and how you care for others with a true heart. Exactly. And you don't do things for money. You know, you don't raise your children thinking, well, they better pay me back when they're older. You know, that isn't how it works. I love doing favors for my friends and I never ask for anything. Same, Mila. You know, and my friends also. We all get along like this. It's a wonderful way to live. Hello, Sergio. Venice, Italy. I've never been there. Always wanted to see Venice. However, I grew up in Pittsburgh, which is kind of like Venice. A lot of bridges, a lot of rivers. 3 rivers and the fourth one underneath. Okay. That brings me to this one. There's 2 of them. One is stand in awe of God, and the next one is riches are meaningless. So let's read this. Walk with Jesus. It's not hard to love each other. It makes your life better, doesn't it, Ricky? All right. Guard your steps when you go to the house of God. Go near to listen rather than to offer the sacrifice of fools who do not know what they did wrong. Do not be quick with your mouth. Do not be hasty in your heart to utter anything before God. God is in heaven and you are on earth. So let your words be few. As a dream comes when there are many cares, so the speech of a fool when there are many words. So we are in Ecclesiastes 5:4. When you make a vow to God, do not delay in fulfilling it. He has no pleasure in fools. Fulfill your vow. It is better not to vow than to make a vow and not fulfill it. Ain't that the truth? Do not let your mouth lead you into sin, and do not protest to the temple messenger. My vow was a mistake. Why should God be angry at what you say and destroy the work of your hands? Much dreaming and many words are meaningless. Therefore, stand in awe of God. Hey, CK. You are welcome, Billy Triplet. How many words are in the Bible? Sunrise, I have heard about this. Tell us how many words are in the Bible. I do not know. Help us out. Hey, Joseph. All right. You tell us that, and I will read Ecclesiastes 5:8. Riches are meaningless. If you see the poor oppressed in a district and justice and rights denied, do not be surprised at such things. For one official is eyed by a higher one, and over them both are others higher still. The increase from the land is taken by all. The king himself profits from the fields. Whoever loves money never has money enough. Whoever loves wealth is never satisfied with his income. This too is meaningless. Oh, Sydney, that's sweet. As goods increase, so do those who consume them. And what benefit are they to the owner except to feast his eyes on them? The sleep of a laborer is sweet, whether he eats little or much, but the abundance of a rich man permits him no sleep. Good morning, Uncle Andy. Good to see you. I have seen a grievous evil under the sun, wealth hoarded to the harm of its owner, or wealth lost through some misfortune, so that when he has a son, there is nothing left for him. Naked a man comes from his mother's womb, and as he comes, so he departs. He takes nothing from his labor that he can carry in his hand. This too is a grievous evil. As a man comes, so he departs. What does he gain, since he toils for the wind? All his days he eats in darkness with great frustration, affliction, and anger. Then I realized that it is good and proper for a man to eat and drink. That's right, Mila. the Holy Spirit is all around you. He was right. To find satisfaction in his toilsome labor under the sun during the few days of life God has given him, for this is his lot. Moreover, when God gives any man wealth and possessions and enables him to enjoy them, to accept his lot and be happy in his work, this is a gift of God. He seldom reflects on the days of his life because God keeps him occupied with the gladness of heart. That right there, that's how I feel. All right, Darla. Oh, I thought you were giving me something to read. King James Version. What is that? 783,000? Is that how many King James versions there are? What? I have seen another evil under the sun, and it weighs heavily on men. God gives a man wealth, possessions, and honor so that he lacks nothing his heart desires. But God does not enable him to enjoy them, and a stranger enjoys them instead. This is meaningless, a grievous evil. Thank you, Chris Horde. A man may have 100 children and live many years, yet no matter how long he lives, if he cannot enjoy his prosperity and does not receive proper burial, I say that a stillborn child is better off than he. Oh, I pray for you in Canada, Chris. Hi, Sandy in Scotland. It comes without meaning. It departs in darkness, and in darkness its name is shrouded. Hi, Kyle. All the Canadians are on now. Hello, Canadians. Hello, Everett. Good morning. Though it never saw the sun or knew anything, it has more rest than does that man, even if he lives 1,000 years twice over, but fails to enjoy his prosperity. Do not all go to the same place? All man's efforts are for his mouth, yet his appetite is never satisfied. What advantage has a wise man over a fool? What does a poor man gain by knowing how to conduct himself before others? Better what the eye sees than the roving of his appetite. This too is meaningless and chasing after the wind. Oh, the words, 783,137 words. Darla knows. A canyon to rival Everest, scared for reality, holding on. Don't be scared of anything, Sydney. No fear here. Man, I'm getting hot. Whatever exists has already been named. And what man is has been known. No man can contend with one who is stronger than he. The more the words, the less the meaning. And how does that profit anyone? If your eyes are open today, that is your first blessing of the day. Amen, Chris. For who knows what is good for a man in life during the few and meaningless days he passes through like a shadow? Who can tell him what will happen under the sun after he is gone? Sorry, I got to keep reading, if you don't mind. This is wisdom. A good name is better than fine perfume, and the day of death better than the day of birth. It is better to go to a house of mourning than to go to a house of feasting, for death is the destiny of every man. The living should take this to heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, because a sad face is good for the heart. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning. Then I am really doing well. But the heart of fools is in the house of pleasure. It is better to heed a wise man's rebuke than to listen to the song of fools. Like the crackling of thorns under the pot, so is the laughter of fools. This too is meaningless. Extortion turns a wise man into a fool, and bribe corrupts the heart. The end of a matter is better than its beginning, and patience is better than pride. Do not be quickly provoked in your spirit, for anger resides in the lap of fools. Do not say, why were the old days better than these? For it is not wise to ask such questions. Wisdom, like an inheritance, is a good thing and benefits those who see the sun. Wisdom is a shelter, as money is a shelter. But the advantage of knowledge is this, that wisdom preserves the life of its possessor. Consider what God has done. Who can straighten what has been made crooked? When times are good, be happy. But when times are bad, consider. God has made the one as well as the other. Therefore, a man cannot discover anything about his future. In this meaningless life of mine, I have seen both of these. A righteous man perishing in his righteousness, and a wicked man living long in his wickedness. Do not be over righteous, neither be over wise. Why destroy yourself? Do not be over wicked, and do not be a fool. Why die before your time? It is good to grasp the one and not let go of the other. The man who fears God will avoid all extremes. Wow, my husband always said that too. He was always like, baby, always beware of people who go to extremes. The super fan or the super this or the extremes. He always said that. That's interesting. Next level off the chain, unhook, but spin circle to show follows instructions, secret connection. Hi, Ninja. Okay, well, we're not going to do that, so thank you. Thank you, Darla. Dawn says, everyone have a pleasant day. It was wonderful to hear the word. I'm going off to paint, so I cannot touch the keys. No mo. Okay, have a great day, Dawn. I bet you are a wonderful artist. I'm so glad I make you smile, Mila, for that is my goal. All right, wisdom makes one wise man more powerful than 10 rulers of the city. There is not a righteous man on earth who does what is right and never sins. Do not pay attention to every word people say, or you may hear your servant cussing you. For you know in your heart that many times you yourself have cursed others. All this I tested by wisdom, and I said, I am determined to be wise, but this is beyond me. Whatever wisdom may be, it is far off and most profound. Who can discover it? So I turned my mind to understand, to investigate, and to search out wisdom and the scheme of things, and to understand the stupidity of wickedness and the madness of folly. I find more bitter than death the woman who is a snare, whose heart is a trap, and whose hands are chains. The man who pleases God will escape her, but the sinner she will ensnare. Look, says the teacher, this is what I have discovered. Adding one thing to another to discover the scheme of things while I was still searching but not finding, I found one upright man among 1,000. But not one upright woman among them all. This only I have found. God made mankind upright, but men have gone in search of many schemes. Who is like the wise man? Who knows the explanation of things? Wisdom brightens a man's face and changes its hard appearance. Oh, look, we've got a hobosexual on. I can't. Sorry. All right. For some reason, it's not letting me show you the hobosexual. Oh, because Darla got rid of them. But every week, at least, we get one young man who is looking for a woman like his mama. I call that the sugar mama movement, or the approach of the hobosexuals. You know, the men who don't want to work, that they want to be with mommy, but they can't be with their own mommy, obviously. So they go in search of someone else's mommy to be their mommy too. Any woman who falls for that, I don't know, you probably have mommy issues. Wow, 3 hours, my goodness. Yeah, Mila, I think it is time for me to get on with the rest of my day. I am busy producing 2 books this week. I don't know if I'm going to be able to produce both of them. I'm hoping if I can at least get one done, I will be successful. So if you are interested in my work, please go to jillbooks.com is my website, JILLBOOKS.com. I ask for nothing on my shows. I don't even put like a PayPal or anything on here because, quite frankly, I really just want you to listen. And when you guys do gift me and you send me rubies or you do a super chat, I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I never expect it, but when you do it, I know that you're doing it because you appreciate what I'm doing. Thank you, Mila. Check it out. Hi, Gretchen. There's Gretchen. Thank you for putting that on. And you're so welcome, Ricky. I will always stand for our Father. I love you all. And I'm not here trying to be wealthy or famous or promote myself in any way, shape, or form. I'm here because God wants me to be, and I know that you want me to be here too. I get thank you notes from you guys every single day. Every single day. You know, I don't even think doctors get notes from their patients every single day of joy and gladness. Maybe they do. I don't know, but I'm blessed that I do. Hey, Rosalinda. Wait, Rosalinda Zavela Garcia. I love to say your name. It's so beautiful. And then you're from Salinas. What a beautiful name. No, Ricky, I know. I know. There's always going to be haters. And I know that I have to stop even thinking about them because it doesn't do me any good. You know, it just... Oh. But do please check out my website because that is my work. And I work hard on those books. And the book, Do You Think About Me, on my birthday took 40 years to write. That's right. And I'm working on that sequel. And then my other book, Like It Was Yesterday, A Journalist's File Since 9/11, is a super important book right now. And, oh no, what is glitched? Not my website. Are you talking about my website, Mila? And I'm going to have to go check that one. Yeah, I've been on for 92 minutes. That's not even 2 hours, so there's that. But let me know if my website works. I need to know that because I do still have to pay bills. Just is what it is. But I never have to really worry about it. I always ask God to bless me, and He always does, and make sure that I get what I need. Heidi, you told us your son is born on 9/11. That is a lot. And now the lip thing's happening, so I'm going to say ciao for now. Sorry, YouTube's messing with me again. Wow, your son was born 4 minutes before the building went down. Oh, Heidi, what a day. What a day for you. All right. I'm going to say, oh, it does work. Thank you, Mila. Thank you for telling me. All right, you guys. We'll see you on the next beach report. Ciao for now. Peace and blessings to you all.